And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the New York Giants. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports.
We play to win. Let's go!
Here we go, set, 10 logo. Protein spill. Hey, two.
Check. Check, hot, hot, hot. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. You go tight. You got tight.
You Greystone, Travis. Get it.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels.
Looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Remember, of course, he threw 5 interceptions in that loss last week. Opening drive, same result here.
But it's hard to believe that you can throw 5 in the previous week and start out your very next game the exact same way. He's going to need a lot of support on his own sideline. Make sure he gets really fully mentally into this one.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Let's get off the field.
The first carry for Josh Adams. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Mike 50. Too little, cut.
Once more, Adams on first down. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Throwing on second and 8, Trubisky. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down.
22-jet bomber, 22-jet bomber.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed... Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And This one will not work out. It is incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And it'll be a turnover on downs. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Gurley. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he will have the first down as he's up to his 17-yard line.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was because he allows the blocks to...
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney able to record his 5th sack of the season.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if we're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And able to find a little space. He gets us up over the 15 to the 16.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Go! 8 read. Hey, Delta.
57. Mike, 57. Let's go, D.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Off the play fake, here's Trubisky. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there for the Giants. 52 yards. They'll come out in the pistol. Well, that didn't take long. 1 play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. A 7-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? And turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better. Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into 1st downs and hopefully points.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Go! Hey, go!
Lock to throw on 2nd down. And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Locke now on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Uchenna and Wosu got the sack there. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Hey, Charlie, fight.
Here's Locke. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
218, chop. Hey, Orville.
Check right 57.
Gone.
Squeeze down low. Alert flare.
Locke going to throw. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Here I come again. Here I come.
Here's Trubisky. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And all the way down to the 39. It's a big-time play there for the G-Men. 41 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st down, this is Adams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2.
At the 40-yard line.
Go! 180!
Mike, 45.
18.
They go play action with Trubisky. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And he's able to find Diggs.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Trubisky now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. It's a give to Adams out of the shotgun. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 1st down for the Giants as they pick up 12.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Here's Adams. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Josh Adams, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They'll get 3 out of the dump off there, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Here's Locke to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. After the interception, here's Trubisky. Got an open man. It's Scott. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 23 yards on the play. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing on 2nd down. Trubisky. This one complete to Lacey. This carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. The D-tackle, Sheldon Richardson, came barreling in for the sack.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good 3-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down. No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start.
Accelerating, and off he goes. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
After the turnover, here's Locke. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Locke. That's into the hands of Reynolds. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Locke to throw on 3rd and 1. Ball going deep here for Taylor. That's going to be caught. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A big play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14.
Texans 14.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
I'm coming after you.
Now it's Trubisky. It's complete to Diggs. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Play action. It's Trubisky. Going up top. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
On the default. It's now 2nd and 10.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get
Hey, ball. Check, 45's the mic. Check, 45's the mic.
Throwing here, Trubisky. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Time remaining for likely one final play. You're on your side of the field, but heck, maybe you throw one up 50-plus yards, see what happens.
Don't forget that taking the knee is the right play to make, because you just get out of there, you regroup, you start over. But if you're going to take the shot, you do have a chance of either making the play happen or picking up a deep pass interference call. And remember, it's the NFL. You get yardage. It's not just a 15-yard play. You could have something big here. Let's see if they take the shot.
Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that.
At the 34-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Trubisky will throw. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
You better be ready.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Trubisky now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Now it's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game. And the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do.
And he's going to go down again. Joey Bosa getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play, as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. And the Giants send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week, as his first one here's away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now Locke into the hands of his tight end, Jeff Swain. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the gun, it's Locke. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
They look to throw. It's Locke. And this one complete to Smith. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hey, team 6, team 6.
From just shy of midfield, Locke. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 40. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10, right at the 40. The first down run with Gurley, good for only about 3. It's 2nd down now. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Throwing his Locke on 3rd down. That's taken in, complete to Reynolds. And he's not going to get the first down. He had to get to the 30, but he's a yard or 2 short. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. They'll go for it. It's Locke. Flushed out right. This pass complete to Reynolds. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Rock now on 1st down. And he's going to be intercepted. intercepted a third time. Picked up by Marcus Williams. Stills the intended target. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the deep.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And this results in 6. Touchdown. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides. So I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that. Anytime we have a defensive battle. But that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play. And the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come.
Back to the air, Trubisky after the pick 6. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Sheldon Richardson picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Mike 55. Mike 55.
6-6. Pull it high.
Mike 55. Check 55. Mike. Rabbit.
Play action. Now Trubisky. He's going to wind up and air it out. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. He's picked off near his own 48. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Another carry now for Gurley. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Todd Gurley, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Texans push further out in front.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Come on, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Going deep for Diggs. This is caught at the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Stephon Diggs. His first touchdown here of the new campaign as his guys are back within a single score. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They're going to try and run the option right. And he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful. And the lead is down to a field goal here in the 4th. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things.
Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Todd Gurley with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Texans push further out in front. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
You can break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know that. Make some adjustments.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Protein spill.
They go play action with Trubisky. Going deep for Diggs. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for the Giants. 54 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups. 1 yard.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 20-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
Alert, 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 alert.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. The Giants on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Trubisky. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Now, the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
A first down run there for Gurley, but nothing opening up as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL.
Here we go.
Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
On 3rd down, they'll run it with Gurley. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
We've seen this offense go for it on 4th down already on this drive. I wonder if they'll go for it again.
I certainly wouldn't rule it out with these guys. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.